We are still in this shadow period. That's right, Mercury retrograde from Mercury that has gone direct, but there's that little shadow period that remains. And if you don't believe so, maybe you saw the emotions hearing today. It is April the 15th of 2025, and wow, what an explosive court hearing, motions hearing that we had today. If this is anything of what it's going to be like starting next Tuesday, buckle in, because this will be the show of the lifetime. It was very evident today that the Commonwealth does not want ARCA to testify. I don't think it matters. And it's very evident that they don't want other witnesses testifying. And Turtle Boy actually was able to plead the fifth to the judge at his sidebar today and will no longer be on the witness list and will now be able to be in the courtroom as a reporter. That's my understanding. Welcome, welcome. My name is Sally Port, and we are both here. Now, Sally Port, we know what that is. You know, I'm Lady Zelda with Seeing Crime. We saw a lot today. We saw a lot of unsettled behavior with the CW, and there was actually a part where Hanky got pretty wired, and it was over ARCA. He's scared of them. He knows. First of all, he knows that Karen is factually innocent, scientifically innocent, and he knows exactly what's going on. This actually is disgusting. I don't know. I don't know. This is just a mess, and it's going to get messier. If you're here for that, well then, here we go. I mean, this is something that should be on Jerry Springer, it seems like, right? Well, if you're seeing this and watching this, there's a lot to unpack. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a legal beagle, law enforcement, any of those things. I let that up to the experts. I am a tarot forecaster, profiler, medium, and you're all around psychic for this particular case because this is messed up. And there's a lot of energy, and I don't know if any of you caught it or not, but there definitely was this part today where the siren was especially loud, and it was going off while Honk Breenan was spewing his ridiculousness. I loved it. I loved it. I know it was him. So let's check out the cards. Been a little bit. It's been a little bit. Let's check out the cards and see exactly what is happening. And you know what? We'll find out if there is a key to what's going on underneath the moon. Because you know what? The stars are here to tell us exactly what's happening. Okay, my darlings, here we are. We're removing the cards, and what I want you to do is tell me what energy you see in the cloth, because there's a lot here today. And I'm seeing some that are going to be taking flight. You know, and I know some of you were concerned because I haven't been here in what seems like a couple of days. I'm okay. I just needed to recharge my batteries. And I mean that internal battery, because we're gearing up here, my darlings. All right, here we are. Kipper goes first, and we're asking the guides to fly in all the way from Massachusetts and let us know what is happening. Oh, well, I could just end it there. Thanks very much for coming. I appreciate... No. We're not going to do that. Somebody's going to go, and I can tell you it will not be Karen. Somebody's headed there. The more, bless you, the more that this comes about and this happens, the more this case And, Brennan is actually pushing to get the communication from the feds in court. He was trying to do that. Bev was trying to tickle around the facts to see if there was anything that the defense knew and if they could share as to what exactly the feds were looking for and what they provided to the defense. Well, the defense have provided everything that they possibly can and more, but they're never going to get that communication that belongs to the FBI, that belongs to the feds. They're never going to get it. Doesn't matter if the judge says so or not. They're not going to be in a position where they can get that. One more card. Here we are. Okay, here we are, my darlings. This has been a journey, and it will continue to be so. This definitely is an indicator of where this is headed. Because, first of all, talk about ruining your own career. And I'm hypothetically speaking now for Hank. Listen, I wouldn't do this. I would just give the money back and say, this is ruinous. It is very obvious that they are very concerned about the FBI, about what they have found. And I think you're going to see maybe just after today, a little bit of leniency from Bev is what I'm getting. A little bit. Not even a thimbleful. Maybe a thread. Maybe. But her attitude is going to be a little better in front of the jurors. Also, I'm going to say that in front of the jury, Hank is going to play this poor boy, poor baby, poor me that is being beat up by the bullies on the defense team. They've done everything that they could and that they are there for Officer John and wah, but we saw who else was there today too. And that is the ex of John O'Keefe. Tara, I'll be nice. I'm not going to say what I usually say. But the other thing is the Commonwealth now want to hire actors to go in and read the texts. Why? The defense is fighting it. Auntie Bev is leaning toward it. But, I'm going to say this. Everybody wants to fight it. I'm going to say this. I do not feel that these actors that they can get will come off very believable. Because, listen, put yourself in the jury's section, in the jury's shoes. Let me say that. Put yourself in the jury's shoes. And you've got someone up in front of you reading text that is an actor, has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. You know what I mean. They're not even involved. And yet they're reading these texts. Now, some may say, oh, no, that's bad. You're not going to get the right context. Well, that's my point. You may not get the right context because what's going to happen is I believe, personally, in my opinion, the jurors, because they'll be the ones that we need to really be concerned about, the jurors will be paying attention to the actors themselves and not what they're saying. Think about that. They're going to lose this whole thing in context. I say, bring it, right? Now, I understand the defense point. And I'm going to say I can be wrong. But anytime I've ever seen anything like that go down, and it does happen, it's not the same. It's not going to fare right. There's not going to be that vocal influx behind it with that same type of meaning. I mean, after all, last time they had Higgy Baby on the witness stand reading both sides of the coin. It'd be nice if we could get Will the Glare and attorney Melanie Little on there to read these texts like they have before. That was pretty cool. So here's what we've got. more messages, and I think that this is more coming from the Commonwealth because they just can't seem to stop with their nonsense. The community is still up in arms, but I think people now in the community are really, really starting to wake up. This has been a long journey, and my darlings, Auntie Bev says it will be probably 6 to 8 weeks. Plan on being here through June, but something is going to happen in May. Something. I'm going to tell you what I believe that the Commonwealth would like to have. And you're welcome to say, no, that's not right, Zelda. But when I was looking at them today, the one surefire way that you can break and bust a defendant is financially. Now, what if, hypothetically now, what if they don't get an acquittal? They look forward to a mistrial. You know why? Because they will come back and they will do this again, without a doubt. And that's their plan. It's amazing, the telltale signs of everything that you see. Yeah, I want to get one of these. This is the little Bluebird Lenormand deck. It's got a little rhyme, and I think right now rhymes can be reasons. So let's take this, okay? Let's take this into, here we are. Look at this. A ship carrying gold sails straight into view. Lined in its hold are fortunes for you. If you should travel with a special friend, memories unfurl for years upon end. You know, this card reminds me, and I heard almost an audible, I know you can't hear it, but I heard this voice say, that ship has sailed. And that ship, I believe, is with Brennan. Now, there's some accountability in this court. Many of you see this. Their personalities, Auntie Bev, Honk Brennan, there's accountability, in my opinion, as though they are on fact-finding missions more than the justice system. It's as though they're trying to figure out what everyone knows. Because, while they're in the middle of trial, if something comes out, you can't put toothpaste back into the tube. You can't push a rope. Once the jury hears it, it's heard. Now, I want also to tell you about that 10 of spades. And you see the choppy water of that ship. I love the graphics on these cards. But you see what's going on here. This 10 of spades is not a very good card. And this is why. This 10 of spades can be a very, very, very dark card. Dark to the point where it is very negative and can be an unaliving blow. Now, I don't want to say the DEATH type thing, blow, but I think that's what the CW has coming. Because Hank was very nervous, and so is Auntie Bev in court today. And she played very nice with attorney Tim Bradle. That's Turtle Boy's and Aidan Carney's attorney when he was talking to Auntie Bev. So there's some things there that are pretty wild. This is, so we already know now that Turtle Boy, Aidan Carney, is not going to be on a witness. He's not going to be called. The CW has excused him because he's already told him, I'm pleading the fifth. Wouldn't you love to have seen that? Wouldn't you love to have seen Hank? Hank conceded very quickly. He knows the drill. There will be some unaliving blows that the CW receives from the defense. Basically, their ship has sailed. And this talks about lining of gold and friends and all this other stuff. Well, you know what? An enemy's enemy is an enemy's friend. We're going to leave this out to the side. We're just going to put a couple of cards out here. Three of Swords. There we go. Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. That's Auntie Bev and the Four of Swords. We need one more card, and it is right here. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there's going to be some type of announcement that is happening. This announcement basically is going to be this desire from the CW to manifest something desperately from the defense. I still believe they're going to get hung up on the ARCA thing. It is not going to go away. Even after next Tuesday, it's not going to go away. This Three of Swords is a very heartbreaking situation. Even though this was so aggravating today, the CW's position is not good. You can tell by the demeanor of Hank. And you see Lolly and Miss McLaughlin sitting there at the table. Neither one of them say a word, but you see everyone at the defense table participating, including Karen. The Eight of Pentacles is a message to the defense that says, stay consistent while you're working with Auntie Bev, the Queen, the one who holds the sword. The Four of Swords is basically saying there will be a time after they get out all of the information that they can sit back, not relax, but they can take a breath because they know they're doing all that they can do. The CW is trying to manifest a lot of things from the defense. It won't happen. It's not going to happen. I saw a lot of people today in the chat of Attorney Melanie Little saying, oh, the fix is in, she's never going to get a fair trial. I understand that. But the fix is not in. I don't see that a bit. What I see is from a jury perspective, from looking from the outside in. Most of these jurors have heard about this and know what's going on. And so the thought process is, okay, they can keep an open mind. But at the same time, I'm going to say there's not going to be playing around, because the moment that they see the reactions of Hank, because now the defense knows what gets Hank riled up. And all they do is have to get Hank riled up. Well, they're going to be cordial and nice and everything else. And you know that there's a thing going on between Honk and AJ, because AJ put him in his place a couple of times today. So getting Brennan riled during trial, that's going to put off the jurors. Seriously. Truer words are never spoken, right? We all know this is such a toxic situation. We all know that there is so much betrayal in this. But, I keep getting these cards that say there's a traitor, not to be trusted. I'm going to say the traitor is going to be on the CW side, not on the defense side. I believe the CW has someone that they either have not talked to clearly, expanded their knowledge when they get them on the stand, because regardless of anybody feeling that the fix is in, she's not going to get a fair trial, I want you to know that the moment that the jurors start hearing the witnesses being cross-examined by the defense team, whomever is elected to do that, they're going to know the fix is in. They're going to know that it's been trying to be fixed from the witnesses. The fix that is in is the fact that the CW is covering up such a wide range of corruption, in my opinion, that the jury is going to see this. Most know who these people are. How could they not? They're going to try to keep the jurors a secret. Eventually some will come out after this trial 2.0 and will tell what a toxic situation is. But you see, we already know the tea, but we don't know all of it. There's so much more. There is so much that is hidden. But look for this one who is the backstabber. Look for the one who will be there. There will be some betrayal, and it will be for the CW. It will not be on Karen's team, not at all. No one will be betraying Karen. It will be the defense. I'm sorry, the prosecutor. It will not be the defense. It will be someone who realizes the truth midstream. There will be betrayal. And there won't be anything they can do about it. Unexpected news. We get that every time. And you see me shuffle. Unexpected news. See, there's something that is about to happen in the month of May. Now, I've also said around a holiday, we have a high Christian holiday. We're in Holy Week right now. We have a high holiday on Sunday, which I call Resurrection Sunday. But I believe it's any time through that. And look at this. It's very interesting because we've got travel and we've got journey. And then there's a ship. All of you keep that in mind. But there is something that's going to blow up coming. It's coming. It's coming. There is a betrayal. It is coming. I don't have a doubt. We may not see it surface right away, but behind the scenes, because I just want to let you know, just because we don't see it happening doesn't mean it's not happening, right? Right. This is what is going to reveal the betrayal. Looking closer. Looking closer. Look there, the bulkhead. Judgment. And you know what? The judgment, this represents the jury. Judgment. You know why? First of all, there's the waterfall. That waterfall video is going to tell the jury a lot when they see interactions between Brian, Albert, Brian Higgins, and John O'Keefe, and many others. But it also is going to say this. This is a card in which I like to say, people wake up. They wake up to the truth. Look at this. Waking up. Waking up to the truth. Now, what else is the truth? Well, we have the staff of Hermes and the caduceus right here, otherwise known as the medical symbol, that we use very widely in the US, maybe other places in the world. I'm not certain of that. I don't know. The medical and the waterfall video will help the jurors wake up. They will know. And the fact that it's the time to look closer, the betrayal is on its way. The betrayal is brewing now. A betrayal will happen. Wow. Look what this is. The Ace of Spades and the Ten of Spades is not, I repeat, not a good combination for the CW. Those swords, you can see the word there. I'm not going to write it in the chat. I'm not going to say it. The algorithm doesn't like certain things. We have to respect that. The swords warn us against assaults which threaten and will occur sooner or later, according to the distance from the person. Well, what is the threat? Is it a betrayal? Is it someone who has decided to flip? Probably. Is it someone who's going to go to the CW and say, look, I can't do this anymore, I'm flipping, and will be threatened? I don't know. Those are just ideas. We'll know soon enough. We'll know soon enough. I want to thank you for being here today. This is going to be intense, and I will be streaming in the evenings so we can review some of this footage. Tomorrow, Thursday, April 16th, I will be streaming in the evening. I will go live in the evening. We're going to talk about a few things. We're all going to just take a breath. I'm going to go live Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and again on Saturday night. We have to band together for Karen and the defense. We know that John is here. Thank you so much for your support of this channel and of me. I want you to all know that evil combats good. But if somebody in the CW's witness list or the mix has just a little flicker of decency, that will make them flip. I don't care who it is. Just flip. Thanks for being here, my darlings. I will see you again very soon, because the key is we look at the moon and we see the stars.